Boys, welcome back to the People's Guild Interviews Episode 5, where we always remember to hit the record button. I'm here with my buddy Yalark, also known as Charlie. How you doing today, Charlie?
Doing great. How
I
about you?
am doing phenomenal. Um, First off, I want to talk about your experience with Galaxy of Heroes before we get into your free-to-play account. Tell me, is this your first account, second account, 18th account like Andro? Where do you fall on that?
So unlike Andrew, I'm not crazy in the head. I This is only my second account. I actually started on my main about 1.5 years ago,
Okay,
maybe playing like seriously. I'm about 5 million GP, just unlocking GML right now. GML, so it's been going
nice.
great. And I've started this free-to-play account before the actual free-to-play guild. And once I saw the announcement by AP, I jumped on the occasion, and it's history from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so you're one of the OGs that started with us right at the start. So it
Yep.
makes sense. You're really close to where I am in GP. I think we're within like 100,000 of each other right now. Um, and your main account, you said, is 5 million GP. Are you a free to play player there too, or Lightspeed bundle purchaser, or?
When I saw those SLKR and Ray Lightspeed bundle, you bet that I bought them. No
Oh, yeah.
hesitation.
You can't not, honestly. I mean, hey, props to
Yeah.
those that have the self discipline to say, I don't need it, but
Mm.
I.
Especially those first one, like ten
Oh, yeah.
dollars for everything. Oh,
It's part of actually why I came back to the games because I was like, oh, this is exciting and fun. So,
mm.
talk to me a little bit about your farming plan. I mean, I can see we got some GK, some Padme, some Phoenix a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about what your plan has been so far.
So, like I just said earlier, I started my account before the free-to-play
Okay.
guild, so before making any farming plan. So at the time, I was going for a strictly um, like sea rush, going Imperial
Mm-hmm.
Troopers, all in on Phoenix, and actually Rex was one of the first character that I rushed and got the Omicron
Nice.
on. Since then, since going into the free-to-play guild, I actually pivoted my farming plan, and I've been doing prequels only farming, prequels only team. So there are some rules that apply to certain character. Uh, for example, maybe Boba. Boba shows up in the prequel, but this version of Boba isn't really. Yeah, he's pretty far down, so he's not really in the prequel.
Yeah.
This version of him, but the slave one is actually in. So I kind of allow myself to eventually boost him up only for the ship because ships are also restricted. So I only can farm for malevolence, endurance, and negotiator. So that's where I'm headed. I have some key teams that I have lined up, like a bounty hunter team with Bosk, Aura, Fennec, Zam, Embo. So all characters that showed up in the Clone Wars or anywhere in the prequels.
Okay.
So normally my first big token item will be gas, which I am currently farming. So I'm getting 3PO, so I'm farming for Ewoks, but like I said, I won't be using Ewoks after unlocking C3PO since they're required for him, but they're not part of the prequel. But C3PO is one of the exception with R2D2 where they show up in all Star Wars content throughout the prequels to the sequels. So I can actually use them. I don't force myself. So I have some few key themes that I'm
Yeah.
farming right now, aside from going for gas, so getting shot, getting Asajj. I'm slowly getting Grievous too. So when I eventually get him, I will probably start like gearing up my droids required for the gas event. But right now, I can't start it since endurance is still only 6 stars, and I have to wait for him. So for Galactic Legends, since I am required to farm only prequels, I can only get like eventually JMK, Lord Vader, and I've allowed myself to get Jabba
Okay.
since Jabba kind of shows up in Clone
He's in episode
Wars.
1,
But
Phantom Menace.
yeah, so I will be able to get him, but that's way far in
Yeah.
the future. But right now, my main team is really that Padme team. I will eventually get Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon, Stap maybe, but right now I'm really restricted in what teams I can
Well,
use.
Stap isn't too bad because Stap is on is it a 10 or a 12 energy node?
16,
Oh, he is on a 16?
16 Canton.
Oh, bummer. I thought he was earlier. Oh, I'm thinking of...
Yeah, he's on 7F.
I'm thinking of Captain Tarpless, who's down on an 8, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, so Gun Guns are a team I can farm also.
Ooh.
So some new teams. I figured this plan out when they were releasing the Gun Guns, and they were talking about the Naboo raid. So I was like, let's go all in on that. But since then I've figured that it's gonna be a tough one because getting JMK means getting what? Getting what means getting to GOTB, and we're far away from GOTB right now.
We're not...
And we're far away from getting Get 2, but not far away, but far away from getting a substantial amount. So I won't get Negotiator, or maybe I will go for Malevolence first since I already have Endurance kind of built up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been rambling a lot,
You're
but
good.
yeah, it's kind of expensive, and I think it's very restrictive, but at the same time, I didn't know there were that many teams and many characters from the prequels. Like you could talk about like Kelvin Beck with a leftover Jedi, like with Grandmaster Yoda or Windu, or eventually like there's so many things.
Qui-Gon Omicron.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Omicron that I haven't really invested into right now since I'm actually just rushing for gas.
No, I'm more talking long term, but I mean, Qui-Gon Omicron. You have Bad Batch. You've got Shaak Ti with the clones, and then eventually Gas with the clones. You've got your Separatist droids. I mean, with the Stap Omicron, that team is a Leia killer. So I mean, that is a incredible team you can go for. You've got 2 GLs or 3 GLs that you can go for now, and also the nice thing is that by the time you start to finish some of these longer farms, eventually we'll get back to prequels content and be doing more prequels content. And I think some of the long-term farms that you can kind of occupy yourself with in the meantime, I mean, you'll have to do some conquest farms because we've had some conquest characters that are prequel characters. So Quadme is one of them. Trench, get him off the bench and get him in.
Trench,
Commander Ahsoka Tano, Maul, if you're considered... Yeah, I mean, they're pre-Order 66, so... I am curious, how far are you going to go with it? Are you going to, like, say, forever with this account, we're not farming or characters that are outside of the prequels? Or, like, once you get JMK and Lord Vader, are you going to be like, well, okay, we'll open it up a little bit more now? Like, do you have an end goal in sight?
I think if, like, we'll see in the future if they add prequels content. But for now, I think, like, the end goal is those 2 Galactic Legends. So once I get them, and maybe all other like big key teams from the prequel, like maybe a new team or the Gungans or anything, like they are the end goal in quotation marks. But I will try to get everything I can possibly, and then maybe pivot to maybe sequel, maybe original trilogy, maybe only Old Republic. I kind of like those restrictive farming path.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Old Republic's a pretty good transition because then you're still saying, okay, well, it's just everything pre this date, basically, in the Star Wars timeline. And then that opens up a bunch for you to farm in the Old Republic and Sith Empire. So, but obviously, you can do what you want with your account. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I have a question that I just thought of that I'm going to start asking in these interviews. So I'm going to throw it on you. Is there a character that's not in the game currently that you would really like to see? Maybe a prequel character, since a lot of your account is around farming the prequels characters and the teams that show up before then.
Wait a second, I'm gonna think about it. Maybe Pong Krill.
Ooh.
I don't know. He could be like a sneaky, like not neutral but dark side. Maybe have something with the anti-clones, maybe anti-gas, or
For those that don't know who Pong Krell is,
Cal's Master.
I'll throw a picture up here, but he was in the Clone Wars arc and basically betrayed the Jedi, and I feel like he deserves a dark side tag if he's gonna get to the game.
Yeah, that would be so fucking cool.
But yeah, that's an interesting pick. I actually haven't heard that one from a lot of people, and I'm.
No, it's the first one that popped in my mind, except for like all the clones that we, like the main clones that we don't have yet, like Crosshair.
Yeah.
Maybe like he's one. He's also one that I've been like craving about.
Crosshair would be really good. I think he's going to come out actually kind of soon as a lifter to the Bad Batch, because the Bad Batch is not the same team it was when it first came out, not the same level or caliber, and so I'd be excited to see that. Except for then Omega is getting basically thrown to the wayside.
Yeah. He's already a little bit so.
But yeah. As far as ships go, let's take a look. It looks like we currently have our Galactic Republic fleets coming up nicely and building those up. Let's check your Separatist progress and make sure.
Oh, there's nothing for Separatists.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I've only been going all in on Marauder, and like all my ship energy has been going to Marauder and B1 and Shock. So less of an investment there, and I might get Malevolence first since it requires
Less ships,
less investment. Yeah, less ships. But I'll think about it when we get like
honestly
more get twos.
If you want my opinion, which is always the right opinion and 100% accurate, I think you want to go Negotiator first, because you're farming Marauder. It's going to give you a fleet that can compete at the top of Fleet Arena. And so, whereas Malevolence won't be able to do that, even with the best version of the fleet currently. So if you get Marauder plus the rest of your Galactic Republic, just that in itself can compete in the top of Fleet Arena. And I'm talking like number 1, number 2 spot. And so I think that if you can, right, you want to get to those spots so you can get those extra crystal incomes, even if you're only getting top 25 or whatever and getting, I think it's 100 crystals a day. That's still a lot of extra crystals. I think I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that's too much.
I think it's 75 at 20. I think it's like 50 to 20.
I don't know. I'm never climbing anywhere close to that. 100 crystals at 11 to 20. Yeah. So if you can get top 20, you get an extra 100 crystals a day. If you can get top 10, you're getting that extra 200 crystals a day. And if you can get number 1, 400 crystals a day, hot dog, you're going to be flying past everybody else. So we talked a bit about your farming plan. Talk to me, obviously long-term goals we talked about a lot. What's like short-term, like next couple weeks? What are you hoping to unlock? What are you hoping to achieve on the account?
So right now I'm getting the last bit for Gear 13 for Ahsoka.
Okay.
For Snips, for ship, and also for the gas event. Next, I might finish farming Shakti's shards. So I will get those with the ship energy. Then also I'm farming right now Nisa and Wicket for the C-3PO event. So I think getting C-3PO to 7 stars is like right now my main goal, while also finishing like shard farming for Bad Batch, well, Echo, Hunter, and Wrecker, while also farming shards for Nisa and Wicket. I have a shit ton of characters that are favorited right now, where I sometimes I can't even farm some shard for the later
Yeah.
one. But
Oh, trust me, I
yeah,
know.
I think C-3PO C-3PO is probably the main goal right now in the next coming maybe month or few
Okay.
weeks.
And then, what do you think as far as gas? Like, do you have an estimate as far as when you're gonna unlock them?
It depends. I think if we jump up to heroic set rate, which might be sooner than we think, I will get also Barris Zeta eventually for it. Um, yeah, I haven't geared up Barris yet, but when we get to heroic set rate, I will
Okay.
uh, surely get her. But I think maybe by the end of it's gonna take it really depends on how much more 2 we get,
Yeah.
because that's been the biggest like crunch right now. That, and also there's some characters that take a lot of Kairos. Like I didn't remember how much like OG Padme takes. Like
Oh,
how
really?
many Kairos she actually takes. It's crazy.
I, it's
And I also have Bad Batch that I might put some on them. Maybe Wrecker for the Plan 99 on Marauder. So yeah,
ooh.
I I can't put a date on it, but I would say like if I can get him before the end of the year, like I would be satisfied.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, gas is one of those farms that it almost feels like a mini GL, almost more so than
Mm.
Jedi Knight Luke, even in my opinion. Um, Mainly because those events are just so freaking hard. The only other thing is make sure you're hoarding your you start hoarding Mark 1 early enough so that that way or you get one.
Yeah, I've already
Okay.
ordered the Get One, so
I
it's already
I
started.
forgot to do that for Malik because I forgot that you don't get Malik at 7 stars when you unlock him because it's been so long. So I am behind the 8 ball on that one, but I think I'll have enough time before I unlock him to finish my horde. But anyways, Charlie, I appreciate you coming on the channel, talking me through your roster. It's a very interesting farm plan. I'm excited to see where it goes and how it competes in the long term. But last question I have for you. What have you learned playing Galaxy of Heroes through a second time? Is there anything, tips or tricks that you would share with new players that are watching us?
Like we say it all the time, but stick to a farm. Like don't go put some random gear pieces on a random character that you don't actually need, or that you like just want to level up for a certain event. Just keep your goal in mind and keep them also realistic.
Yeah.
Like don't like I could get right now GK to maybe relic 6, I think, but I won't because I need those relic mats eventually.
Yeah.
But I want to do it. I want to get him like hard as I can. But like if you get this mentality right where you stick to a plan that you made, you will get far way easier than if you just put some random like current bounties or any like upgrading your abilities on random characters or characters that are not worth it to your overall plan. Like you will get so sidetracked. Like don't even mention it to me. I've done it so much on my main that this account I haven't done it like once, I think.
Yeah, I mean, other than having to switch to the updated plan, it looks like you've been pretty consistent with just getting the characters that you need for the farms that you're doing. So, well, I appreciate you coming on the channel.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope all of you watching have a great rest of your day. Like and subscribe. Take care and peace.